So we were gone for about 2 weeks due to a break in the chapters, but we're back with another chapter of Eden Zero, and this was a good one. And best part was, it was a more or less a Homura focused chapter, and I think all of us kind of wanted it more of a Homura focused chapter since it's been a while since she's had the spotlight and any time to shine since she reunited with Valkyrie. And this did deliver, and I cannot wait to talk about it. But before we get into this review, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps and shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows that you want to see more. I've been enjoying bringing back the Eden Zero reviews, so let's see how long I can keep this up for, as I am really liking where things are going with the final arc, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Now, all that out of the way, let's get right into this chapter. So chapter 269 of Eden Zero, titled Swords Dance. And I just want to say, I like the cover image of just Homura in casual clothes going shopping. It's just nice to see any member of her crew just do anything outside of the main plot and just relax and have fun. It's just a nice, serene feeling outside of the madness that's going on right now. But anyway, this chapter takes us from where we left off, with Witch defeating Wizard as she gives her shutdown code to Hermit so that they can stop the self-destruct sequence that Killer implanted into the Eden Zero. And now, all they're waiting for is Valkyrie. We then cut to the outside of the Eden Zero as the onslaught of dragons are being dealt with by Jin and Clean as they call out for Homura to hurry up and take down Aknoella. As we get a nice panel split between her and Valkyrie saying, "I'm trying," responding to Hermit, and Homura responding to Jin and Clean. As then cut to Homura facing off against Aknoella, trying to take her out. But being stuck in a starfighter is not exactly great for combat, and so she has to go all or nothing. And so, in an instant, she unleashes her overdrive and exits her starfighter. Valkyrie, obviously, like the rest of us, starts to freak out, as humans cannot breathe and survive in space. But as Homura gets her bearings, it's revealed that Hermit told her, obviously off screen, that if you're in overdrive, you can endure any environment. And she wishes to gamble on this one chance so that she can win. And this is a gamble because we have no idea how long Homura is going to be able to hold her overdrive in this fight. And thus, once it's undone, she's stuck in the vacuum of space and she will basically die instantly. So it really is all or nothing. And so as Valkyrie sees Homura basically going into an all or nothing fight, putting her life on the line, she flashes back to the days when she was training Homura when she was a young girl. As she literally put Homura in a fiery field so she can endure the heat, because as we know, a running gag with Homura is that she cannot withstand anything above the average temperature when it comes to heat. So apparently that was part of her training as a kid that she has yet, to my knowledge, to get over, and that's kind of both funny and kind of heartwarming that Valkyrie had her from a young age try and get over this one simple weakness of hers. And with this mini flashback, Valkyrie tells Homura that the first step to becoming a warrior is to be brave, as we then cut to Homura in the present, lunging towards Aknoella, saying, "This is what you taught me." Valkyrie turns over to Brigand as he says, "I see she's your student." Valkyrie then says, "I thought she was," but suddenly she's all grown up. She then dodges out of the way from Brigand and says that since Homura is watching, I better not embarrass myself. As Homura then lunges and manages to hit Aknoella, but it is blocked by her. Aknoella says, "I see you are a human who is not afraid to take risks." Homura asks for them to call off the dragons, but she says, "When your overdrive ends, you're going to die." As Homura just says, "I will slay you before then," as Aknoella dodges another blade strike. Aknoella summons a dragon off from the distance to attack Homura, saying, "I see you don't understand the power of the mother of dragons." Homura then faces off against this dragon that's coming at her. She then lunges up into the air, and then begins to slice and cut that dragon like butter, saying, "You are not the mother of dragons, for you were once Elsie's mother," showing that she just split this dragon in two with almost no effort. I officially dub Homura an official dragon slayer. I know this isn't a fairy tale, but come on, she literally slayed a dragon in one hit. But as this ends, Homura and Valkyrie in unison take a stance, beginning to engage in one of their warrior-made single sword attacks, as Brigand stares on in shock at Valkyrie and Homura, probably because their forms are flawless. Or maybe Brigand's like, "I'm in love with this woman, and I would be too." But anyway, joke aside, we cut back, we get one page with one panel each of Homura and Valkyrie looking stern and confident, as the next page is a 2-page spread as they unleash their warrior-maiden single sword attack, Dragon Flash. 2 simultaneous double-page panels dealing the massive blows to Aknoella and Brigand, seemingly ending their fights. Homura, exhausting herself, begins to fall out of her overdrive, but Valkyrie, as swift as ever, grabs Homura and places her back in her starfighter, saving her from the vacuum of space. As Homura, still clinging on to consciousness, says, "Teacher, you never cease to impress." But Valkyrie just says, "No, that last stroke of yours was better than mine. And I do think Valkyrie is being honest here, and this is literally confirmation that, in a sense, even though it was an overdrive and Valkyrie was in base, Homura did, for that instance, surpass Valkyrie. And that's really nice because Homura took on the mantle of Valkyrie in the original timeline since Valkyrie died in that universe. And I feel like this was another reason as to how she lived up to her teacher's legacy and surpassed her. So it's really nice to see. But Valkyrie then ends up giving her code to Hermit in order to force the Eden Zero's override sequence and do the emergency shutdown, as now the self-destruct sequence has seemingly been halted, saving the Eden Zero and the crew, and we end the chapter. So overall, this was another great chapter of Eden Zero. I like the fight. My one gripe is the Valkyrie Brigand fight. Aktuella, I'm kind of okay with Homura being strong enough to just one-shot her with a good clean hit. I'm fine with that. I do wish it was a little bit longer, just purely focused on Homura in this fight, but I like how they basically took out their opponents simultaneously. Now, my one thing is that maybe the Brigand fight might not be over. This is just a headcanon theory copium thing, but since when Hermit fought Killer originally, they were one-on-one and they both went into overdrive, which recently just beat Wizard. They were both in overdrive. And now, Sister did beat Clown, technically. We had Cosmo and all that. But essentially, all the Shining Stars beat their opponents, save for right now with Killer, where Wise is going off to get his rematch and his payback. So either Brigand's done for good, or he's going to come back in overdrive, because Valkyrie didn't even go into overdrive in this final fight. So that's one possibility. There's also the lasting plot thread of the last Horatio and Stasis Galactica member, Lady Freya. So we have no idea who she is, where she is, and what's going on now, because she's the only character that is unaccounted for in this final fight. So if Brigand's taken out, my guess, she'll show up and fight Valkyrie one-on-one, and maybe Homura will come in and it'll be teacher and student against this very powerful enemy. But that's just my theory. But yeah, until Lady Freya shows up, the only fights left is against Killer and Wise, and Ziggy's fight against Void, and Shiki and Rebecca going towards Mother to try and save her. Things seemingly are wrapping up, but I don't think it's going to be that simple. I think some plot twist or roadblock is going to show itself at some point, and then we'll have to deal with that. But overall, this was another great chapter. I'm glad Homura got some time to shine, and essentially, with confirmation from Valkyrie, surpassed Valkyrie. And it's always nice when Homura gets some time to shine, and I honestly hope she gets some more fights before this arc ends up ending. But what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this chapter? Was it too short? Did you think things could have been expanded a bit more? Do you think Brigand is out for the count, or do you think he's going to come back and fight in overdrive against Valkyrie? When do you think Lady Freya is going to show up, and how do you think the battle between Wise and Killer is going to pan out now that seemingly the self-destruct sequence has been taken down? Leave your thoughts, opinions, and theories in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel, and you want to see more. With all that said and done, I hope you all have an awesome day.